Most people think the future belongs to the fastest learners, the ones who adapt quickly, who hustle harder, who stay ahead of trends. But that belief is about to fail a lot of people, because the next few years won't break people who lack skills. They will break people who don't understand what's happening inside them. And if you've ever felt successful on the outside, but strangely disconnected on the inside, this video is not information for you. It's preparation. Stay with me, because by the end, you'll understand why some people will psychologically collapse while others remain unshakable. The first truth, the lie we've been sold. We've been taught that survival belongs to speed. Learn faster, move faster, optimize faster. Especially in American culture, speed is rewarded, slowness is punished, stillness is suspicious. But Carl Jung saw something most people miss. He believed the greatest danger of modern life was not external chaos, but internal division. A person can function perfectly and still be psychologically fractured. They work, they earn, they smile, they perform, but inside they are disconnected from themselves. The second pattern, why functioning is not the same as being whole. Most people don't know who they are. They know their role, their job, their image, their persona. Jung called this the persona trap. The persona is useful, but when you confuse it with your entire identity, you become fragile. Because when the role changes, when the job disappears, when validation drops, the psyche panics. Not because you're weak, but because you were never rooted. The future is not asking, what can you do? It's asking, who are you when everything shifts? The third reality, the skill no one teaches. The skill most people will need is not motivation, not confidence. It's integration. Integration means you are no longer running from uncomfortable feelings. You stop suppressing reactions. You stop pretending you're fine when you're not. You begin relating consciously to what already exists inside you. Jung believed whatever remains unconscious does not disappear. It waits, and under pressure, it takes control. This is why people don't suddenly burn out. They don't randomly explode. They don't unexpectedly shut down. They were carrying unresolved inner material for years. The fourth pressure, emotional backlog, is the real crisis. Most adults are emotionally unfinished. Anger they never expressed. Grief they never processed. Boundaries they never learned to set. Truths they never spoke. They call this being strong. Jung called it repression. Repressed emotion doesn't vanish. It goes underground. It becomes the shadow. And under pressure, the shadow doesn't whisper. It takes over. The future will not expose people who lack talent. It will expose people with overloaded nervous systems. The fifth disruption, distraction, has destroyed inner listening. Phones, noise, endless content, constant stimulation. People are rarely present in their own lives anymore. Jung believed disconnection from the inner world leads to psychological exhaustion, even when life looks fine externally. That's why people say, "I'm tired of everything," without knowing why. When distraction disappears, silence exposes everything we've been avoiding, and many people are not ready for that. The sixth distinction, what integrated people do differently. A person who has integrated their shadow is not easily shaken. They don't explode. They don't numb out. They don't collapse under pressure, because nothing inside them is fighting for attention. They've already listened. Anger becomes information. Fear becomes guidance. Withdrawal becomes a signal, not a weakness. Jung called this individuation, not becoming better, becoming whole. The final truth, the uncomfortable truth. You don't prepare for the future by learning more strategies. You prepare by removing internal resistance, by asking, what part of me have I been ignoring? What emotion keeps repeating? What reaction keeps returning? Because whatever you refuse to face consciously will control you unconsciously. The future is not coming to test your strength. It's coming to test your awareness. And awareness is not comfort. It's responsibility. If something in this video felt unsettling, that's not fear. That's recognition. You don't need to become someone new. You need to stop abandoning who you already are. That is the psychological skill most people will need in the next few years. Stay conscious, stay integrated, and stay with this awareness.